Hi guys, today I'm going to be putting on a few products that I picked up from the Guerlain Holiday Fly to the Stars Holiday collection. It is a really lovely collection and I do love Guerlain products. I didn't pick up the eyeshadow quad. They had an eyeshadow quad in this collection and to me it felt like a little bit of a cross between two of the 6 quads that were released earlier this year, and that was Exotic Orchid and the other one was Metal Butterfly. There would probably be some subtle changes to the holiday quad, but those 2 quads I don't really reach for. My 3 favourite quads out of the 6 that were released earlier, they are Majestic Rose, Royal Jungle and Imperial Moon. I think the colour stories of those are just absolutely beautiful. So in this collection there was also some lipsticks released and one of the beautiful Guerlain cases that has the theme of the Fly to the Stars on it. There was also a bronzer. So I picked up one lipstick. It's in the shade 08 Nude Alchemy, and I also picked up the lipstick case and I also picked up the bronzer as well. It has the stars overspray on it and it is really beautiful. I also picked up the gel gloss as well and I have used that once. I think I used it yesterday and the formula is really beautiful, so I'll show you that soon. And alongside the holiday collection, along with the Fly to the Stars theme, Guerlain also released a prestige limited edition lipstick case. These are absolutely beautiful. Now I didn't pick up this year's one, but I did pick up last year's one, so I'll show you the one that I've got and just show you the beautiful detail that's on them. I have found a few different pictures on this year's one, so I will put them up as I just explain about these really gorgeous limited edition cases. So on the Guerlain website, they say the young French duo Beige and Molini and its embroidery artisans have created this prestigious edition adorned in an elegant black velvet, beautifully enhanced by a shooting star embroidered in sparkling beads, an exceptional adornment inspired by twinkling stars to light up the Rouge jewel case for the holiday season. They say that Letitia Bach and Victor Molini met on the Duplair School of Applied Arts benches. Since then, their atelier has become one of the most renowned in Paris for its embroidery and know-how. Every season, the most beautiful fashion houses entrust them with the creation of couture embroideries and unique pieces for the runway. Embroidered with seed beads and sparkling baguette beads, a shooting star is revealed on black velvet, symbolizing the midnight sky. This dazzling star once again illustrates the artistic bias and the celebration of craftsmanship that have always been part of the Guerlain history. And the shade that comes in this is number 214 and it's a signature red satin and it is an exclusive numbered set, and the one that I got last year was a numbered set as well. It says this jewel case is combined with the best-selling shade number 214, a flamboyant red with a satin finish. For this exceptional lipstick, Guerlain has sealed luscious lip care and intense colour into a dual formula with instant and long-lasting comfort. A complete lipstick in a prestige edition to celebrate the holiday season. The jewel case can be refilled with all of the Rouge shades in one of the 3 finishes. They are satin, velvet matte and metallic matte. And this year's numbered prestige edition is limited to 1,300 pieces and it does have a price of £230. Now I did see this a little while ago on the Selfridges site. It could be sold out now, but I do think it is available at Guerlain in the UK. I'll have another look on the Guerlain US site. I had a look earlier this morning and I couldn't find it, but I will have another look and I will link it in the description box below if I do find it. So I just want to show you how this prestige lipstick comes. So it comes in this really beautiful box and on the back it does have the ingredients, and then you just take off the outer sleeve and that is the inside box, and then outside just on the end here is a little ribbon and you pull that out, and then inside it does give a description of the Prestige lipstick. And then inside you have the box that has the lipstick case in it, and the lipstick comes on the side there, and it has the little caps that come with the Guerlain lipstick, and then up the top there is a little velvet pouch as well. So I'll show you the one that I got last year. It is the really beautiful embroidered bee one. So here is what the lipstick looks like. I'll hold it up a bit closer so you can take a look. Hopefully the camera will focus. So you can see the beadwork on there. It's just absolutely beautiful. And it is the traditional case that the Guerlain have. It just pulls out at the end. And when you do, the mirror flicks up on the side there, and it closes again once you insert the lipstick. Now this one was numbered up to 2000. I'm just going to put the lipstick back in. I don't know whether you'll be able to see. It might be a little bit reflective. So mine was number 1978 out of the 2000, and that's on the end here. So I will hold it up and see if you can see. I think you can. The camera's picking up the limited edition numbering on the side. But this is really, really beautiful, and I was thrilled when I got it last year, and it sits on my shelf to the left of me on display. It's a really beautiful item. They are pricey, but if you love the Guerlain lipsticks and you love the cases, these limited edition prestige ones are just absolutely beautiful. I've already got my primer on. Today I've got on the Hourglass. It's the Vanish Airbrush primer, one of my favorites. And I'm going to put on the newly released, it's the Guerlain Parure Gold Skin Matte Foundation. This foundation is beautiful. I did a dedicated video on it, so I'm not going to go on too much about it. I don't think this is available in the US yet. I picked this up on the Selfridges site, and this is also available now in New Zealand. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous foundation. Now the shade that I got is 3N. It's possibly a little bit too dark for me. Well, that's what I sort of thought initially, but now that I've worn it, and I've worn this a lot since I did my first impression video on this, it just is beautiful, and I think that the shade is actually okay. So I'm just going to put a couple of pumps on the back of my hand, and today I'm going to put it on with a beauty blender. It gives a really beautiful finish to the skin. It's just gorgeous. Once it's all settled in, it gives a type of blurring effect, and some of my subscribers that have picked this up really, really love it. They have let me know either in the comments or messaged me. So it's not just me that loves this foundation. I think there will be a lot of other people that do as well. And for mature skin, I think it's just really beautiful. It gives a type of softness to the skin, and even though it says it's a matte foundation, there isn't a flat, harsh finish. It gives a really beautiful soft glow. So off camera I put concealer on and then some powder over top of that. I've also got eyeshadow primer on, and I've also put some powder over the top of this really beautiful foundation, and I've also done my eyebrows. So now we'll take a look at the bronzer. This is in the shade Medium Warm. This is the outside packaging of it. It is called Terracotta Starlight, and I have opened this to take photos of it. And it does have the signature Guerlain fragrance, which I don't mind. I absolutely love it. I think it's gorgeous. And it's probably a lot more stronger when you first get a product. The bronzers that I've had for a little while now, you still detect a fragrance when you open them, but it's definitely not as strong as when you first buy them. And I did forget to mention that that Guerlain foundation also has fragrance in it as well, and I don't mind that either. I think it's really lovely. So this is what Terracotta Starlight looks like. The beautiful stars on there are an overspray, and I imagine when I use it today most of that will be gone, but it is really beautiful. And this is a shade that I do use. I use the Guerlain bronzers a lot. I think they're absolutely beautiful. So I'm just going to take the Sonia G. This is the Niji Pro brush. This is the one that I use every day for putting on bronzer. It just diffuses product really, really beautifully. So I'm just going to sweep over the top, and as soon as I've done that, it's taken away the gold overspray. So I'll just hold it up, hopefully you can see, but you can see in the middle there where I just lightly dusted with the brush, that overspray has gone, but there is still some embedding in there or embossing of the stars, so the embossing of it will stay a little bit longer than the overspray did. So I'm just going to pop this bronzer on, and initially I'm going to get a little bit of a gold sheen through from that overspray. So in the Guerlain bronzers I also have the cool shades as well, and often I use a warm shade like this one and also a cool shade. I put the warm shade on first and then I put a little bit of the cool bronzer on as well, and I do think both mixed together are really lovely, but I'll just be using this one today. And by itself the shade is really beautiful. It gives a very soft, just subtle warmth to the face, and I've actually got a bit of a hair there from my brush on my face, just get that off. And I've also got a little bit of a gold sheen there as well, and that is from the overspray, and the next time that I use it that won't be there, but I don't mind it because it's really, really subtle. But when I swatch it now, the overspray has gone, and when I swatch it, and if I put that on at the back of my hand, I can't see any of that gold like I have now on my face. And for the eyeshadow today, I'm going to use the Guerlain one, the Royal Jungle. This is one of my favorite quads. I think it's really, really beautiful. So I'm going to start off with the darkest shade here, and I'm going to take the Sonia G, this is the pencil one, and I'm just going to stay with the shade, and I'm going to run that shade under my lower lash line. Then I'm just going to stay with the same brush and just go into the darkest shade down here and just put a little bit of that over the top, just on the outer third. Then we'll take the Chukahodo, this is the F06, go into this shade here and just put that through here. Now you can get more payoff with these shades as well if you wet your brush. I use setting spray, but you can use just water if you want. This shade through here is really beautiful, and I didn't wet my brush to put that shade on. I just want to let you know that you can wet your brush and you will get more impact out of the shade if you want to. So finally I'm just going to go into this lighter shade, and I'm just going to tap that over the top just to lighten it up a little bit. And I have wiped down and just wet the pencil one brush as well. So I want to go back into this lighter shade, and I just want to put some in a corner. And for eyeliner I'm going to use the Guerlain one. This is in the shade Brown Earth. These eyeliners are just fantastic. They are buttery smooth, and once you've got them in place they do not budge. And with my oily skin and also mature skin as well, the fact that they're smooth makes them fantastic when you've got textured mature eyelids. It's just easy to put on, and with my oily skin the fact that they're long lasting is fantastic. They really do not budge, and they stay in place until the end of the day when I wash all my makeup off. They are really beautiful eyeliners. And for blush, I'm going to use one of the new Gucci ones. This is in the shade, it is number 05, and this is Rosy Beige. I've also picked up the other one in Warm Berry. That is a beautiful shade too, but this one is just absolutely gorgeous, and I have worn this a few times. It's just the perfect blush shade. Really, really beautiful. And I like the formula of these. I think they look beautiful on the skin, very soft. They also blend out beautifully as well. And I am tempted to pick up maybe a couple more shades. They're really, really gorgeous. So we'll now take a look at the gel gloss, and this is in Rose Gold. This has really beautiful packaging as well. This is what the cap looks like. It's quite reflective, but also has the stars on. I think this is really, really pretty. When you first open it up, it does have a seal on the top. It feels like a foam all sealed down. So if you receive yours and it hasn't got that protective seal on it, then I'd definitely send it back. And it's a type of light reflection gloss, and this isn't just for the lips. You can also use this on other parts of the face as well. And I would say that the feeling of this is like a balm. It's not thick in any way, so you can use this on the high points of your cheeks and also over your eyeshadow as well. I won't use it over my eyeshadow, but I'll show you what it's like on the lips, and I'll also just pop it on the high points here. It's such a beautiful color, and it just feels really light. There's nothing sort of sticky or goopy about it at all. And when I was holding it up before, you can see the little sparkles that are in there that give it that light reflecting effect. It's really, really beautiful. So I'm going to just put this on first. So it's not thick in any way when you put it on. It feels really, really light, and I might actually pick up a second one because I think this is really gorgeous. And I don't know whether you'll be able to see. I will move it in a bit. But it has this subtle, and you can't feel any glitter or the sparkles or anything like that, but it definitely reflects the light, and it is really, really pretty. I also think I'm going to put this over the top of the lipstick that I got, but I also think if you had a matte lipstick, I think this would go beautifully over the top as well. Really, really gorgeous. So I'm just going to take a little bit more, and I'm just going to just dab it on my cheekbones. Now I'm not sure whether this would set down or not. It doesn't feel, it feels a little bit sticky, but it's not overly tacky. But I'll let it sit there for a few minutes, and just before I finish this video, I'll let you know if it is set down anymore. But it does look really pretty. So I'll just put some on the other side. You only need a tiny amount of product. So it gives a really beautiful glow to the cheeks, and I think that this is a really gorgeous addition with the holiday set. I think it's really beautiful, and if it's been quite popular, I wouldn't be surprised if they release some more maybe next year in some different shades. I think it's really, really lovely. So now we'll take a look at the lipstick. They only released the one shade, which I think is a bit of a shame. I think this one is really beautiful with the gold, and also has the engraving of the stars on there. I think that's gorgeous. I just think a couple of other shades would have been nice. One being red for Christmas time, but I do think this is really, really lovely. It's just gorgeous. And it is just like the normal Guerlain Rouge G cases. So the lipstick that I got with it, as I said earlier in the video, is number 08, and this is Nude Alchemy. So the lipstick just pulls out, and initially when you get the case, it does have a little sticker over here which keeps that lid down, and when you remove that sticker, it flips up and there is the mirror inside. And the only way that the mirror stays closed is where the logo is there. You put that up the top and close it in, and that keeps the mirror down. These are really beautiful cases, and I'll just show you what the bullet looks like. It's got the stars embedded in there and the Guerlain logo at the top. They are really, really beautiful. And this is a satin formula, the Nude Alchemy, and I think the shade is really, really lovely. So I've just wiped the gloss off, and I'll put this lipstick on, and once you've seen what the lipstick looks by itself, then I'll pop some gloss over the top. So I think the shade of this lipstick is really beautiful, and I think it goes really good with the eyeshadow. It's just such a beautiful shade, and it is a beautiful formula too, the satin. I think it's really, really lovely. So now I'm just going to grab the gloss again, and I'll put just a tiny amount over the top. The gloss over the lipstick looks really beautiful as well. So either the gloss by itself, if you've got a fairly simple type of makeup look, and popping it over the top of the lipstick is really beautiful. And I also think it would work fabulously over a matte lipstick as well. So just where I put it on my cheekbones, it was still just a little bit tacky. So the powder that I used, and today I used the Prairie one, I didn't get any extra powder, but I just used the brush with the remaining powder that was on there when I had dusted it over my face, and I just dabbed over top of the gel, and you can still see the highlight from the gel, but I've just matted it down a little bit, and now I think it just looks perfect. I think it looks really, really good. I don't know whether I would put it over my eyeshadow though. From how it felt on the cheeks, I mean, now I've powdered it down and it looks really, really beautiful, but I wouldn't be able to do that with the eyeshadow, so I'm not too sure whether I would use it over an eyeshadow, but on the lips and over a lipstick, it's just absolutely gorgeous. I think it's a really lovely addition, and I hope they bring out some more next year, possibly in some other shades as well. The bronzer is really, really beautiful, but then I knew that it would be. I love Guerlain bronzers. They just blend out really beautifully, and I just love the shades that they have, both the warm that this one came in and also the cool as well. I think their bronzers are just fabulous, and the foundation is beautiful. Every time I wear it, I really think it makes my skin just look so much better. It has an almost blurring effect on the skin. It's just a fantastic foundation. Really, really gorgeous, and the eye quad is lovely too. It is definitely one of the favorites out of the 6 eyeshadow quads that I got, and I also love the Majestic Rose, and I also love Imperial Moon as well. Those 3 are my definite favorites out of those quads. So overall, I'm really thrilled with the makeup that I picked up from this collection. I love the shade of this lipstick. I had watched a couple of other videos with the lipstick, the shade, the Nude Alchemy, and it's interesting because on some other people it actually looked a little bit darker, but on me it's the shade that I hoped it would be. It's just a really beautiful nude and not too dark. I think it's an absolutely gorgeous shade, so really thrilled with everything that I picked up. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time. Bye.